Nico, I think we have to start. I asked Ryan Flaherty, give me something that people might not know about Nico, and he says, well, he always has his glove. This is actually Flash's glove, but I do feel like every time I talk to you, you're like messing with your glove.
Yeah,
Have you thought about that?
I feel like the kids in school have their like fidget spinners or whatever it is, and maybe that's my version of it. Like, always have something in hand, I guess. I think for interviews and stuff, it's nice to have something to do with your hands. So
Yeah.
here we
Does,
are.
does it make you more comfortable?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm always moving around with the glove. Got Ryan Flaherty's Wilson, still rocking it. So yeah,
I should ask you about your glove. How often do you get a new glove?
I'm a once a year. I have a batting practice glove and then a gamer. By the end of the year, it's starting to get a little floppy, and I start trusting it a little less. So every year a new glove.
So does the batting practice glove then become the...
I've wanted that to happen, and it's just never really worked out that way. I get my gloves right around Christmas, which is a nice little gift, I guess, and then get them ready for spring training and for the year.
Do you walk around the house like that, breaking in your glove?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, definitely my mom hated like just kind of that sound, and then now pass that on to Julia, I guess. So, yeah.
I love that. Nico, this season for you, when you look at your numbers, it's been interesting because the expected numbers are the highest of your career. Do you look at that at all? Is that something you pay attention to?
I mean, I don't go into the year like, oh, I really want to have high expected numbers this year, right? And those don't help your team win games ultimately, right? But so, I'd much rather be in a place where I'm outperforming my expecteds and actually impacting games, which I've done in my career before. But I think as far as just like sanity and like educating the work you're doing behind the scenes, it can be important. I think when it comes to quality of contact, hitting line drives, what pitches you're swinging at, like those are all things that it's nice to have more process-oriented goals. But yeah, ultimately, you want to impact what's going on the field, and I've had some good fortune since the All-Star break with some kind of softer hits and things like that, and that's always going to come and go in your game. But I think for me, as long as I'm hitting hard line drives, I like my chances.
Alex Bregman also since the All-Star break has been really good. I'm curious if there's anything that stands out to you about the way that you guys have communicated talking about hitting, like anything that he said that you're like, oh, that's interesting when it comes to hitting?
Yeah, I mean, he's more mechanical than I am as far as looking at video and stuff like that, and that's something that he really locks him in and creates confidence for him, and something that he's always done in his career. And I do some of that here and there, but that's more like a part of his daily process. But I really like how he talks about approaching pitchers and knowing what he wants to hit, and something he's encouraged of me, and I think I can do a better job of is just the selectiveness within that, and look really dominating what you want instead of what the pitcher's doing to you. And he's just a really sharp mind that knows himself well, but also takes a lot of pride in watching teammates and what makes them click. And yeah, he's in a good spot right now.
This team's in a good spot as well. You guys have been getting on base a lot, which the best offensive teams get on base a lot. And throughout the course of the season, you guys have seen a lot of pitches when you look at just like the collective of a group. When you hear that, what do you think that does, and how can it impact a game?
Yeah, it's interesting because I think people think that we like have hitters meetings before games, and it's like, okay, as a group we're doing this today, and like there's been like a couple times this year where maybe we've done that, but for the most part it's every day when we're doing well, it's like a product of guys putting their best strengths out and then as a lineup of 9 guys doing that, that's a great team approach. And so I think we're a lineup that has a nice kind of diversity of skill sets of contact, speed, power. But one thing that's consistent throughout, if most of our guys get on base at a pretty high clip, like you said, and some days you're gonna not get any hits with runners in scoring position. Sometimes, like yesterday, everyone will get a hit, and that kind of ebbs and flows. But when you constantly have traffic, and really like our chances.
All right, so you're not starting tonight.
Correct.
You'll be in the dugout. Do you ever like sit in the dugout and take in the opposing stadiums? And if you do, what stands out about Busch Stadium to you?
I like seeing the fans on the balconies of the apartments out there. I think that's a cool one. I think, any stadium that's built into the city and like the surrounding area kind of becomes a part of the ballpark is pretty cool. So they've done a good job of that here. Obviously, Wrigley is kind of the ultimate of that, like right in the neighborhood and the surrounding area. But I like that, it feels like the stadium is really a part of the city, a huge part of the downtown, and yeah, it's a good ballpark here.
Have you ever thought, about a world where you could hit a baseball up to Big Mac land?
Done it in batting practice, not
yes.
in, definitely not in the game. Hit a couple homers here, but nothing too exciting. But there's a lot of guys that can do that in batting practice.
I mean, that's still an impressive feat. Okay, last question for you. In the dugout tonight, what is something that you focus on, you do that when you're playing you don't get to focus on?
I think it's, days that you don't play are, good for your body, but also just like it's a healthy perspective to watch a game without your own kind of agenda going on. So whether it's just noticing routines that your teammates are doing that you maybe wouldn't be aware of otherwise, or conversations with the pitchers that hang out every day, or or fans or things about the ballpark. I think just a nice healthy reminder of a different perspective of what we're so fortunate to do every day, and get to hang out and watch a game, maybe pinch hit later on if it's close, but we'll see.
Keep breaking and Flash's glove. Nico, appreciate the time. Thank you.